can keep on moving with Twix. Chocolate caramel satisfaction, like crispy cookie, get you back in the action.
There's nothing to sticks a Twix can't fix.
You can keep on moving with Twix. Caramel or peanut butter Twix.
This is the city. These are the people. There are the ghosts. And here are the heroes we've come to love.
Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters!
When there's a war to be won, they'll get it done.
Not funny.
The real Ghostbusters today.
We will return after these messages.
It's that time of year again, and Cadbury has hatched up milk chocolate mini eggs for Easter, made with Cadbury's dairy milk chocolate. Inside the crisp sugar shell is a chunk of thick and creamy Cadbury's dairy milk chocolate. That's why mini eggs give you a chocolate experience that is so special. Although Easter isn't here yet, Cadbury's mini eggs are, so discover for yourself which comes first, the bunnies or the eggs.
Give me an X. Give me an O. Give me tic-tac-toe. Wherever I go, it's X's and O's. Makes me feel so hungry for my tic-tac-toes. They're so tasty. Chef Boyardee's.
Tic-tac-toes.
New tic-tac-toes, a good hot meal. And when you get 3 X's or O's on your spoon, you win.
Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee.
Tic-tic-tic-tic-tic-tac-toes.
With and without meatballs.
Yeah. Why my mom should take me to Showbiz Pizza by Jeffrey Allen Adams. It's because I have been good at school and home, and I have not picked fights with my sister. Very much.
Hey, little brother, come and have a ball. At Showbiz Pizza, you'll be walking tall. You can laugh, be a kid, you can fret your legs. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
Thanks, Mom.
You work so hard, now have some fun. And yum it up with a new kind of bubble yum.
Yum it up.
Lemon and lime at the same time. 2 flavors in one.
Yum it up.
Strawberry and banana combined in one bubble yum. You're working hard, now have some fun. Yum it up with bubble yum bubble gum.
I love to yum it up. 2 flavors in one. New luscious lime and banana berry split.
Yum it up with bubble yum.
Milk it does.
Milk does body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on.
Check it out.
It's so cool for hanging out.
It helps you grow up big and tall.
It's good for teeth.
That's not all.
It does. Hey, Mr. Moo, what do you say?
Fresh moo juice makes my day.
Milk, it does the body good.
Pass it on.
Milk it does.
Milk it does a body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on. Pass it on.
When delicious peanutty cream comes together with a crunchy candy shell, what you got is Reese's Pieces, one great tasting candy. In a crazy world where things don't always fit, it's great to know there are some that do. Reese's Pieces, the winning combination.
Oh, 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 my best friend and an Oreo cookie. She loves the crunchy chocolate, I like the creamy middle. Been eating them this way since we were very little. We'll always be friends with O-R-E-O. Friends are better when you pair them. Oreos are better when you share them.
Oreo cookies. Share them.
Nabisco.
Hi there, time for Timer, your roving reporter. I'm talking to you from inside a fantastic factory, your digestive system. You know what we build here? You! Not out of wood or metal, but out of food. You see, you are what you eat from your head down to your feet. Things like meat and eggs and fish you need to build up muscle tissue. Uh-oh. Hello, appetite control, more protein. We need energy. Playing tennis today, you know. Whoops. All these motors in your body need a lot of fuel to go on, like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, vitamins, and so on. What's left over forms the building blocks you need, indeed, to grow on. Yes, you are what you swallow, so that next time you feel hollow, don't just fill your face with any old kind of treat. This goes for every kid or 6-foot athlete. All you really are is what you eat.
Wait for me.
There's magic in the air and surprises everywhere.
Hard nuts out of the way. Here we come. Move over.
Adventure here, action there. Catch the Ewoks if you dare. Today.
And now these messages.
I'd like to thank the guy who changed the straw and made my high C better than before. Who put the straw in my high C fruit drink? A new cool straw that wiggles and bends. A new long straw in my high C fruit drink with vitamin C for me and my friends. Who was that man? I'd like to shake his hand. He made my high C cooler than before.
If Monday's bad or Tuesday's sad, make a Saturday.
That's a Sunday.
Wednesday rains or Thursday's gray, make a Saturday.
Looks like a Sunday.
Instead of half a banana and a pineapple ring, add yogurt creamy smooth. Papa grapes on top, and that's a Saturday for you. Make a weekend treat any day of the week. Make a Saturday.
Now that's a Saturday.
Space exploring is hard work.
Yeah, now I've got to refuel myself.
I know. Let's go to the Milky Way.
That'll hit the spot.
The fun's just starting. Quick will make it rich, chocolatey.
Delicious.
Quick really puts me in orbit.
Nestle Quick, the taste that gets you going.
What's scary? Bounces and has a face only a mother could love.
Ugly Ball.
You can get one free from Bunker's Chewy Candy by sending 10 outside wrappers to Bunker's Ugly Ball, Box 1197, Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Ugly Balls from Bunkers.
You'll love them.
I'm rooting for a terrific flavor from Bonkers Chewy Candy. Chewy chocolate Bonkers. Rich chocolate outside, dark fudge inside.
The delicious chocolatey taste of chewy chocolate Bonkers bonks you out.
On The Health Show with Kathleen Sullivan. Chances are you had cereal for breakfast. Find out why some are better for you than others. On The Health Show later today.
The Legoland Solar Power Transporter. You can build this transport pretending you're on Mars. The box shows ways to change it by snapping off the cars. You can snap them back together and get a scouting craft, or match them with the lasers for a base defender craft. You can make up something wild, supercharged and new. The sky's the limit when the team is Legoland and you. There are 19 space sets you can collect, each sold separately. The Solar Power Transporter is part of the Legoland Space Collection and has hundreds of bricks for building from Lego Systems.
They don't hang around in ladies' clubs or in a three-piece suit. They're too big to call them dainty, too big to call them cute. Yeah, they're so big on chocolate. Ooh, chocolate out to here. It's hard to keep them on the rack, those three musketeers.
So, gentlemen, what's on the agenda for this evening? Oh, I am up for the time of my life. Can that be done for under $7?
Musketeers.
To get that great berry taste in Crunch Berry cereal, Captain Crunch sails high seas to a land filled with foods of danger. There grow the sweetest, juiciest berries, but they're still not Crunch Berries. No, not till Crunch Power locks their sweet berry taste in, so it's tough to sog out. And only then does Captain Crunch return.
With my tasty Crunch Berries for kids everywhere.
My God, what a cereal.
Crunch Berries are a very good part of a balanced breakfast.
Ronald McDonald and friends in
Keeping up for breakfast.
I love morning exercises.
The music.
And having breakfast at McDonald's when we're done.
Oh, yummy. Let's exercise faster. Oh, here we go.
I love going for a spin.
It's a good time for the great taste
A good breakfast at McDonald's.
Ronald McDonald.
The world looks mighty good to me, 'cause Tootsie Rolls are all I see.
Whatever it is, I think I see.
Becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. Tootsie Roll power, won't you chocolatey chew? Tootsie Roll, I think I'm in love with you.
Whatever it is, I think I see.
Becomes a Tootsie Roll to me.
I just love Cookie Crisp cereal.
Taking to disaster?
Not me. I'm on a roll. It tastes like little chocolate chip cookies.
And it's a crispy part of this complete breakfast? Well, Cookie Crisp.
I know. Another wipe-up.
If you like cookies, you'll love Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp. This ball isn't normal. The high bounce ball!
And now you can get one ball free in Cookie Crisp cereal. You can collect them in 5 dazzling colors. These high bounce balls are wild.
I'm Captain O.G. Reedmore. My motto's tried and true. Read a book today, I bet you'll say O.G. I'll read more too.
We'll return after these messages.
Hey, what's all the fuss, Penguin? Expecting company?
Oh, yes. The lucky winners of the post-cereal SeaWorld sweepstakes. Yippee!
You could win a trip to SeaWorld when you enter the sweepstakes on the free poster of Shamu inside specially marked boxes of honeycomb and super golden crisp cereal. Winners get to meet Shamu, and all the winter get SeaWorld stickers. Details on specially marked boxes. Odds of winning determined by entries received. For free entry, write Post P.O. Box 853A, Churchill, Maryland, 21690. Maybe you'll win.
Twizzlers make me very happy. I love the way they taste so chewy. Twizzlers make me very happy.
We love the way they taste so fruity, so chewy, so happy and oh so juicy.
Twizzlers make me very happy.
Twizzlers make your mouth so very happy.
Oh, so happy.
Milk it does!
Milk does body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on.
Check it out!
It's so cool for hanging out. It helps you grow up big and tall.
It's good for teeth.
And that's not all.
It does. Hey, Mr. Moo, what do you say?
Fresh moo juice makes my day.
Milk, it does the body good.
Pass it on.
Milk it does.
Milk it does a body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on. Pass it on.
The night starts ordinary with forever friends. It's extraordinary. Here's Plushy Tail, Cozy Tail, and Snowy Tail too.
Each sold separately.
Powder Tail and Rosy Tail came to see you. All dolled up with forever friends. Making long tails always makes us smile. Looks so right with forever friends. 'Cause now we're all dolled up with style.
Plushy Tail comes with everything you see here. Other Forever Friends sold separately. New from Kenner.
We'll return after these messages.
For batteries not included.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Can you and I be friends? I really...
Everybody out!
Then, one day, we found an old treasure map.
Teddy Ruxpin comes with illustrated book and cassette from Worlds of Wonder.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies, the part of this complete breakfast that goes... Kellogg's Rice Krispies. Have you heard how good they are?
We now return to the real Ghostbusters.
We'll return after these messages.
Breakfast with my Fruity Pebbles. Tricking Fred out of his pebbles is always an adventure. Uh-oh, the natives are restless. I'll save the pebbles.
Bankrock Jones.
Tastes fruity-licious.
Barney.
Time to get into the swing of things.
Post Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles cereal, part of this nutritious breakfast. Yabba dabba delicious.
A new racing team is shifting into gear. Mask.
Pull over, Bullet. Uh-oh, got a bit of iguana on my tail. Bulldog, prepared to assist.
Mask vehicles each sold separately with a figure.
Hand over the bike or feel my blade. Engage hover mode. We're going fishing.
Mask.
Bulldog, fire!
Where illusion is the ultimate weapon. Mask, Bulldog, Iguana, and Bullet each sold separately. New from Kenner.
Give me an X. Give me an O. Give me tic-tac-toe. Wherever I go, it's X's and O's. Makes me feel so hungry for my tic-tac-toes. They're so tasty. Chef Boyardee's.
Tic-tac-toes. New tic-tac-toes. A good hot meal. And when you get 3 X's or O's on your spoon, you win.
Thank goodness for Chef Boyardee.
Tic-tac-toes. With and without meatballs.
Yeah.
Nowhere to see those 3 musketeers.
All right, remember, stick to the game plan.
Right.
Point 1, make them come to you. Point 2, never look hungry.
Oh, they're so big on chocolate. Yeah, chocolate after here.
Let's not forget point 3. What's that? No, when points 1 and 2 aren't working.
It's hard to keep them under wraps, those 3 musketeers.
There's magic in the air and surprises everywhere.
Hard nuts out of the way. Here we come. Move over.
Adventure here, action there. Catch the Ewoks if you dare. Today.
I thought I'd tried it all. Then one day, new Hostess Chocobliss. Whoa, check that super chocolatey icing.
Awesome! Ooh!
Hey, whipped chocolatey cream inside.
XO!
2 Devils food cakes. Come on, how chocolatey can it taste?
Want some?
New Hostess Choco Bliss is chocolatey on top of chocolatey with chocolatey in between.
Yow!
New Hostess Choco Bliss is triple chocolatey out of control.
Yeah!
Grandpa, tell me the Sunkist story again.
Ah, the magical land of the Sunkist factory. And only their sweetest and juiciest oranges ever wear the Sunkist name.
Hey, guys, what you listening to?
Pop music. Snap, crackle pop music.
Can I listen too?
Sure, just pour the milk.
Snap, crackle, pop, talking just for you.
That's some sound system.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies, the talking part of this complete breakfast.
Rice Krispies is always music to your ears.
M&M's peanut chocolate candies. You can share them. You can shake them. You can get outrageous with them. 1 snack packet free at Rice Krispies.
Live from Hollywood, it's the Bet You Buy the Chip Show, starring me. And now, I'll be the first contestant to bite a Chips Ahoy cookie without biting a chip. I bit a chip, but I'm cool. Hey, it's like a chocolate chip party going on here.
Sam, your homework.
Chips Ahoy, original in the blue bag, chewy in the red. Bet you bite a chip.
Sunday, Haley Mills is all grown up
Go for it, Mom.
and about to be trapped.
If we could get our parents together, they get married.
But they'll need help.
She's my mom's twin sister.
It's double deja vu in The Parent Trap Part 2. Tomorrow.
And now these messages.
Hear anything? Negative.
Sunkist searches and searches for fun fruit trees. The only trees funny enough
I found it!
to grow sun-kissed fun fruits. Every chewy one is real fruity fun. And now we've discovered new sun-kissed fun fruits, Cream Supremes. They're covered with yogurt and filled with fun. New sun-kissed fun fruits, Cream Supremes.
It's coming. And it tastes so sweet. You'll hop when you eat. Kellogg's Honey Smack.
Tastes so sweet.
I dig 'em.
You'll hop when you eat.
Ding 'em.
Make it jump for joy, every girl and boy. Kellogg's Honey Smacks.
A honey sweet part of this nutritious breakfast.
Dig 'em.
What are those kids up to? Tastes so sweet. You'll hop when you eat. Dig 'em.
Kellogg's Honey Smacks.
Cronin takes the ball at the top of the key. He pops.
Jerry! 3 points!
He's double teamed. He's driving over the top. Slam dunk for Jerry! What moves? Cronin's teams. They're all over him. He breaks loose. Swish!
Jerry!
You know, ever since I got this Nerf hoop, I don't mind going to my room to do my homework.
Jerry, are you studying?
Cronin shoots from midcourt. Yes! Does this kid ever miss?
There's only one Nerf.
Getting into drugs and being high is a stupid thing to do. Being original and take a stand. You're free to say no. Don't let a friend push you in to taking drugs. You got a right to say no.
There we go. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for waiting on me. I had to get a little snack. See everybody in there. An old geezer, thank you for hanging out. Been here a lot lately. Jackie, Martha, Sarah, Christina, Gracelyn, John, Honesty and Truth. American adverts are very different. Yeah, well, the ones in the 80s especially were very, very different. That's kind of what I noticed when, I guess a little backstory, what got me started on YouTube, which is way longer than it seems. I think, I don't know when I uploaded the first video, maybe in like 2013 or something, but I uploaded a bunch of stuff, didn't do anything with it, but we were cleaning out my parents' house, like going through storage and stuff, my brother and I, and we had a lot of VHS tapes, and us being us, none of them were labeled. So we started putting them in the VCR, you know, seeing if we wanted to save them. And we found a lot of Saturday morning cartoons. I used to record them, I think, because I had Little League, so I'd miss the cartoons because I'd have to, you know, go play baseball or whatever. And I was like, I wonder what cartoons are on this. And, you know, that was like, whatever. But then when I saw the commercials, I was like, these commercials are so weird. I got to do something with them. And I ended up putting them on YouTube. And oddly enough, if you still go back, so that channel's like a video game channel now, which is, you may have noticed a lot of the stream aesthetics here are still kind of video game-ish. I'm actually working on that. I want to make these streams look different. I've stopped simul streaming this to Twitch because nobody was watching on Twitch. It's mainly for video games. But anyway, yeah, the intro I do need to change because that has nothing to do with this channel. So I'm working on that in the background. Maybe I'll have that up and running the next stream. But anyways, yeah, so originally the commercials were what I was doing on YouTube. And turn my little background music on. Oh, Gracelyn, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Jay. I missed Jen, but loved the commercials and just pulled out my sketchbook. Going to work on my first tattoo design at age 55. Well, that's awesome. if you're on Twitter, share it to Jen or myself. We're both on Twitter. I don't really use a whole lot. Yeah, Carrie was the sole Twitch watcher. Yeah, I'm still streaming on Twitch, but it's only the video game stuff. And actually, while I have this up here, I'll put my links up in the chat. Yeah, I was actually getting some traction on Twitch, and then when I started streaming, anything but video games, that kind of killed my viewership. I'll still do that for fun, but I mean, YouTube's my focus, so YouTube's not going anywhere. But yeah, the commercials. I think even still, if you go, so Dr. Bad Vibes, that's the video game channel. Some retro stuff. If you go back, I think one of my top videos is still that Fruity Pebbles commercial. Apparently it was sampled in some music video. And I have people, even today, I have people come on and comment about the song, which it's some like electronic song that I don't know. I think the song is called Up. I don't know who the band or artist is. But I think almost every day I have somebody come in and comment like Up, or they'll say who's here because of the song. But that's cool. Everybody's into the old commercials. I think those are fun. It's a fun way to see pop culture from years ago and just how silly things were. I mean, Saturday morning commercials in the 80s, I mean, those had to be some of the craziest. But Becktopia, hello, I didn't mean to ignore that if I didn't acknowledge it. And an old geezer, cheers. Lulu, everybody, thanks for being here. We'll get into the news shortly. Trying to think what else is going on. Got some more videos planned this week, hopefully. I do want to start doing like a Harry video each week. I wanted to have one up Friday, but work and life just got too hectic. I mean, I still have a full-time job on top of this, so it's weekend is usually the YouTube time. But Freckles McGee, thank you. Dr. Bad Vibes is a great name. Thanks. That's been my online handle since like probably 20 years ago. We used to use it for Counter-Strike. Some friends and I. Yeah, the snack bar ads. I do need to get some more commercials. My brother, like I was saying before, we found these VHS tapes. He found some other ones. So like all of these came from one of our actual tapes in the 80s. And then he found a tape from the 90s that had a bunch of pro wrestling on it. But those commercials were like equally ridiculous in different ways. So every time I go up to visit, I keep meaning to capture those because he's got the VCR. I just have to bring my laptop and plug them up. Okay, I recently started a new job and it's really cut into my YouTube time. Yeah, I know. If you start something new, that derails everything. Plan on going through some news, hanging out today, and extra treat. I used to do this kind of as a redemption. I may just do it for the heck of it. I used to eat, I don't know, silly and gross food. Of course, I've got the green screen. Got pickle flavored cotton candy. So we'll check that out. Let's see, Christina, you sound different on this mic than Jen's. How does it sound different? I haven't really compared them side by side. Like, the main thing, I've got a totally different microphone, and this one's tweaked a little more to my voice so it can pick things up better. Like Jen's microphone, it has such a problem with low sounds in general. So where her voice is higher, like she can just kind of talk into it. I have to yell into it. Big Meow, hey, how's it going? Thanks for swinging by. I sound deeper on this one. Yeah, this one. So Freckle says I sound deeper, and Christina says it's not as deep. I don't know. It may depend on the speakers. I basically this one I have adjusted to pick up deeper sounds, so that may change it a little bit in that regard. I'm definitely no audio engineer, so I've had to tweak it a lot just to, for it to pick me up the correct way. Oh, not deeper, fuller. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, like, I don't really know how to explain it, but this one, basically I talked into it a lot and kept adjusting the settings. I have all kinds of filters on it, so it'll pick up deeper sounds and kind of cancel out higher pitched sounds, so it's not picking up, like, sometimes I have a fan running in the room, so it's not picking that up. John says 70s commercials were the best. Yeah, those are, I mean, I guess those are harder to find. I mean, nobody really had a way to record stuff until, I guess, the 80s. Can't remember when the VCR exactly came out. It may have been late 70s, but yeah, I'd say anything before 1980, probably. I mean, obviously they exist, but it's definitely harder to find. And yeah, going back, I saw some people in the chat. That was back before every commercial was for medicine. It is nuts. I haven't, like, it sounds so hipster, but I haven't had cable TV, or let me rephrase it. I haven't paid for cable TV since I think 2002. Like, when I was in college, I was just like, man, it's like DVDs are everywhere. I don't need TV. And you could download everything, like, legitimately off iTunes pretty early as well. So I just, I'm just cutting out cable. I had an antenna, so sometimes I would have that, but, yeah, so I haven't really had to watch commercials for a long time is what I'm getting at. So sometimes when we travel and we've got the TV on in the hotel, yeah, it's crazy. I think we were watching, it may have been Ace Ventura, and, on AMC, so it was on cable TV, and it literally every commercial break, it was nothing but medications. It's wild. It's like everything on TV now is just trying to sell you medicine. But you gotta laugh at the irony. I think the last commercial that I rolled before I went live was an anti-drug commercial, and now every commercial is trying to sell you drugs, so there you go. Carrie says, we got our first VCR in 1981, but I think we were a couple years behind. I don't know, that sounds about right. I mean, maybe a couple years. I guess, late 70s, I guess, is when VCRs probably originally came out. I feel like it was maybe the early to mid 80s is when, rental stores and stuff started to pop up, made it more mainstream. We definitely still have some of the original VCRs. I think there's one at my parents' house that's been blinking 12 o'clock since the early 80s. Let's see. My high school had a VCR in 1978 and looked similar to what became the Betamax machines. Yeah, I wish I had a picture of it. I wonder if somebody still has it somewhere. My grandmother had a VCR, or my grandparents at their house. They had a VCR, and it was the strangest looking VCR I'd ever seen. Like I remember, like, even as a little kid, like, it didn't work like the VCRs we had. It looked like Betamax, like the whole, like the, most VCRs you stuck the tape right in the front. This one, it was like Betamax, like the top lifted up on these. It was really over-engineered when you looked at it. Like, it was all these like springs and levers that opened up. I've seen some cassette tapes that do that too. It opens up, and you stick the tape in and then push it down. So, like, way too many moving parts, but it lasted forever. I remember, I think they were still using it up until, they got a DVD player, which was in the 2000s. Let's see. Oh, McMeow gifting the supers. Thanks for doing that. And I assume most people are here from Jen's channel. You probably are familiar. I'll post them in here. So I have some emojis that I've made. Some of them make a little sense. Some of them may not. A lot of the emojis I had were from Twitch. So they were video game focused, but I've been drawing more. I've been trying to replace them. I think the only one left over is it's not even really a video game specific one, but I have the Nintendo RoboCop head. And my drawing of Florida, Harry, the horse. We got Bob Boblin, who will be making an appearance in shorts soon. I will show this off. So, like, when you do stuff that supports the channel directly like that, like the memberships and the supers, everything, I got this guy. Hello, boys and ghouls. I'm going to be using him for some of the shorts. I'll be some of these stories I get, they're so short I can't really talk about them too long. So some of the short basic ones I think I'll be putting out as YouTube shorts with the Goblin. And you know what? I just noticed something. Let me fix something real quick. Not getting alerts on the stream. Sorry. So I don't see the alerts for the YouTube stuff. Where did that go? Huh. I can see them in the chat. Yeah, where did my... Oh, hold on one sec. I just realized something. I don't have... This is one of the things I got to fix. So I've got YouTube and Twitch juggling around, and YouTube is not connected to my stream alerts right now because the video game channel was doing stuff. So that's one of the that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. I've still got the video game channel. I'm definitely not abandoning that because I like doing that. I'm just not really on stream or on screen on that one. What is it doing here? So I have to reconnect the correct YouTube channel. Bear with me just a second here. I can still see chat and everything. I'm glad everybody likes the Goblin. Oh yeah, an airplane emoji. That's what I need to do. That'd be a good one. See, Freckles, we bought Betamax and it kind of got left behind, and we had to buy a new VHS. Yeah, I had a couple of friends that had Betamax. I knew of them, but I didn't really see them until like the 90s in high school, I believe. It was just kind of one of those things like, oh, hey, I remember I heard that was a thing. I've never actually watched one. I think technically Betamax was better. It just couldn't, like it had better quality, but it couldn't hold as much tape length or something. That's kind of what, you know, had VCR prevail. And nobody in the UK had Betamax. We all had VHS. Huh. Let's see. Jackie. Hi, Jade. You just finished watching Jen's second video with HG and the Sidley twins. It was great. Tell her thanks for me, please. I definitely will. I know they had fun making that. I wasn't around. I could hear her laughing, so that's cool. Old geezer Jay, pirate all of your cinema movies. Honestly, there aren't really any good movies that come out now, so there's... It's kind of a thing we've been going through lately, like, you know, we kind of gave... I mean, I gave up on cable a long time ago, and now it's like I'm kind of giving up on streaming because, I mean, it's like you have to have so many streaming services now. Like, we have some random deals, like, I'm trying to think. Like, we get Paramount. I didn't realize this till a couple months ago. So we have a Walmart membership, so that gives us a free subscription to Paramount Plus, which I did not know. So we've got that one, although we never use it. And we have I don't know how long this is going to last. So AT&T used to own Warner Brothers. That was like a big merger. Warner Brothers has been passed back and forth like crazy. And so anyways, because of the cell phone service, we have HBO Max for free. I feel like that's going to go away any day because they sold the company. And anyway, so we've had like Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Peacock, whatever. So we're just sitting there like, what? We're paying for all this and we're not even using them. So I've honestly gone back to, I mean, we'll rent a lot on Amazon, but we have so many DVDs. Like I've ripped so many movies and TV shows, that we actually have to a network hard drive. So I have that thing connected to all the TVs in the house. So it's kind of like we have our own streaming service. And kind of related to that, like I was literally the other day, I was like, who can you still rent DVDs from? Because Netflix finally, Netflix shut down their DVD service like about a year ago, I believe. And, Redbox is going away. Like it looks like the machines are still open around us. I thought they were going to be shut down, but I mean, even still, I mean, Redbox never, they can only hold so much. And I was looking at somebody still has to rent DVDs online, and it looks like Gamefly, the video game place, they still have DVDs and Blu-ray, and there's another one. Something Crow. Yeah, libraries, that's a good place for DVDs. I'm trying to remember now. I'm looking at my... Oh, Scarecrow Video. That's the other one. Well, while we're talking about it, let me just pull it up on stream here. Let's see. Let me switch scenes real quick. Let's see. Well, that's not right. I misspell it. Oh, .org. I tried to scam. Of course, I pull it up and it sounds like they're having trouble. Let's see. This is one I've only heard of it. But it's kind of like old Netflix. So I thought about trying this out. Because honestly, like, a lot of stuff you can't find anymore. Like, when it disappears from streaming, it's just gone. And when, a very good example was when AT&T sold Warner Brothers. Like, HBO Max, like, so much stuff disappeared. Let's see, an old geezer says to watch Boss Level. I'll look that up. I'm not familiar with that. And Bebop, thank you for confirming my thoughts. There aren't any good summer movies like Independence Day. I'm thinking of disconnecting my cable because I don't watch cable TV anymore. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't watched cable in forever because most stuff I watch is old, so I either get the DVDs or get them off like iTunes or whatever. I mean, honestly, and if it's old at this point, like, places can't give away DVDs anymore. Although the prices will probably start shooting back up now that I think Walmart, Best Buy, they've quit stocking a lot of... I don't know if they've totally gotten rid of physical movies yet, but it sounds like they're moving that way. So anyway, yeah, physical media, like, we need to preserve it, or at least back up what we can. Let's see, Dark Angel Dev, can I be cheeky and ask, are you a medical doctor? Never heard Jim. I'm not a medical doctor. This is a screen name I've had since I was in college, so I didn't have a doctorate then. So it's just something silly that stuck. So all my stuff has this name on it. Let's see, Aussie Walk. Showing my kids classic 80 movies. One of my kids thinks the Rocky movies are the greatest ever. That's awesome. Yeah, we've been showing our kids some old movies. She's not really been into them. Unfortunately, I don't think kids now have the attention span to last through a movie. Thank you, TikTok. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I missed some more back here. Dark Angel Deb says, hi from Scotland. Thanks for hopping in from Scotland. And let's see, I have a network attached storage full of TV and movies. Don't watch normal TV, just YouTube. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I work remotely generally, so I just have YouTube and Switch open all the time. You know, if I'm not listening to music. And, yeah, I mean, regular TV is just ridiculous now. It's so many commercials. Our kid's not used to it. So again, like when we go, if we're like at a hotel or something, you know, vacation, she's just like, I can't watch this. Let's see. And Sugar Cookie, thanks for joining us. I watch YouTube and Discovery Plus. That's all I need. I have Amazon because of my Amazon account, but don't watch it a lot. Yeah, we've got Prime. Every now and then we'll use Prime Video, but almost all the free stuff, it's not stuff we want to watch. Let's see. Shell says, I've had to get Disney to go through the MCU with my son. DVD collection had a lot of gaps. Yeah, like, I think we had Disney there in the beginning, and then I was kind of like, kind of thought about it, and I was just like, you know, we have all these on DVD, and I was like, we literally everything we want to watch on Disney we have, so we just, or you know, we're just gonna watch once. So we recently disconnected Disney and Hulu. I guess whatever else. I don't remember what all we had going, but yeah, it's like you just end up, if you add up all that money. And, you know, unless you're actually using it. I mean, if you use it a lot, that's different, but we weren't. So it's like, you could just put that money aside and then, you know, buy the stuff when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. Yeah, Dark Angel. I have tons of old DVDs, mostly gigs. I ripped them all to our NAS, loved them. Then my son deleted everything. Oh, it stinks. I have to upgrade. I need to upgrade my storage because I've had the same. It's one of those HP Media Vaults. It's so old. I think I got it in like 2008, and it's got it's got like a software cap. You can't put more than 2 gigabytes in it. So I'm constantly having to move stuff around. Like I've got some USB drives I can juggle things around. But yeah, I need to get something bigger. I was actually looking at that the other day too. Christina says, I love original Star Wars and Ghostbusters. Yeah. Big Ghostbusters fan. My brother is really into Star Wars. He actually, he got into Laserdisc, because that's really the last physical way you can, own the original trilogy, I guess. You know, before they did the remastered ones. With all the edits. So yeah, he's got, I think he's got definitely the first one. I don't remember if all 3 are on Laserdisc or not, but yeah, he's got a lot of Laserdiscs. It's pretty crazy. Let's see, Shell. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're talking about Ghostbusters. Yeah. I still haven't watched Frozen Empire. It sounded like it didn't get dunked on, but it didn't get great reviews. I do want to see it. Like I like everybody that was in it. But the Ghostbusters Afterlife, I like that one a lot. I mean, it was kind of just a nostalgia trip, but that worked for me. Let's see, Carrie says, my ex made me put all of my CDs on iTunes way back like 15 years ago and got rid of the physical CDs. I didn't want to, and guess what? It's all gone and I'm still mad about it. Oh, it stinks. I still buy stuff on CD. I do rip it to iTunes, but I keep them all in storage just in case because, I mean, you never know if they'll go away. And early on, I did something stupid, like, you know, before iPods took over everything, I was into like mini disc and it seemed like I had some other portable player, and I drank the Kool-Aid. Like MP3 is not the way anymore. It's all open source. You got to go with Ogg Vorbis, which I say that now. I bet hardly anybody's probably heard of that. It's still in use. It's like open source MP3 encoding. But I encoded all of my CDs in Ogg Vorbis because I mainly played my music on my computer and some goofy portable. And then I got an iPod, and I'm like, oh, I can't put any of these on it. So I had to re-rip all of my CDs, and I just left them alone. Yeah. But yeah, all the money on those physical CDs, that stinks. Off she walks. Yeah, I deeply regret getting rid of some of my VHS collection. Yeah, we got rid of a lot of our stuff. I mean, but the majority of it we repurchased on DVD at some point. We didn't have a ton of tapes. I think we rented more than we bought. Most of it was stuff we recorded off of TV, so you know, the commercials and stuff like that we kept, and then you know, obviously I ripped those for YouTube, and I still use those in my stream now. I really want to get into more what do I want to say? I want to digitize the other tapes. So we found some more from the 90s, and there are some hilarious commercials on those. But I forgot I even had this up on the screen. Yeah, so the Scarecrow video. I want to check that out. It sounds like you can rent stuff by mail. I guess they're a physical store. They just happen to do, you know, rental mail. But I did, I kept the DVD version of Netflix for a long time. And then finally when I decided I was going to go streaming, like, I think I changed it to whatever the max was. You could rent like 8 at a time, 4 at a time, 8 at a time, something like that. I don't know. And, I just blew through my queue. Like I would, I just got all these random TV shows and stuff I wanted to copy, and just ripped everything and did that for like a month or two, and then canceled it. Yeah, so Carrie's saying Star Wars VHS and DVDs are actually not the same movies. Yeah, it's so weird how much they've like recut and edited Star Wars. Like my brother's really into them, so he's explained all that to me. It's wild. Like even I think even some of the VHS releases of the first Star Wars, like they cut stuff out, like stuff that they missed. Like I think a stormtrooper, like in the background, like the actor like bumped his head on the door and like falls down or something like that, and they cut that out. But if I'm not mistaken, at least according to my brother, he said the best version to have is the Laserdisc, because I guess it's the best quality, and they didn't cut much out. I think they may just be missing that blooper. I don't know if Han or Greedo shoots first in that one. That may have been later. But yeah, the DVDs of Star Wars, they're all based on the 90s re-release. With all the extra CGI and everything. And even those, I think, I'm trying to remember, I saw some YouTube video years ago showing like how different all those Star Wars releases are. Like the CGI in those original re-releases looks horrible. So they've gone back and they've redone it at least once or twice. So I think if you had the original DVD releases of Star Wars and you bought it now, like that, even those look different. Yeah, Carrie bought my son a VHS set when he was little and still has that at 22. That's probably what my brother has. I think it came out before the prequels or maybe after. I can't remember. They were like black and silver VHS boxes. I've watched Star Wars a lot, but I'm not a super fan, so I'm not totally sure on all that. But I do know that things got edited, and it's not uncommon. Like stuff when it comes out on video versus the theater, like it can be edited, or actually sometimes, what was it? Sometimes now, like where movies are like distributed on hard drives, and I think they even like download the theaters over the internet in some cases. They'll basically release patches to the movie, almost like software patches, and they what was it? I mean, it was a horrible movie from what I gathered. The Cats movie, the musical. I think the special effects weren't finished, or they looked so bad they went back and redid the CGI on all the cat people because they looked terrible. I mean, it still looks terrible, but I guess they tried to fix it. Oh yeah, and Shell, yeah, they're talking about yeah, they edit stuff on Disney for streaming. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch, I actually saw that. It was something stupid, like they changed the part. I think she hides in a Stitch, or Lilo hides in the dryer or washing machine, whatever it is. So they changed that. So I think she hides in like something else, or they cut it out. It's just little silly stuff like that. I think even so Disney owns Splash. So I think that scene where she's running down the beach with her butt hanging out. They like CGI, they put in a bunch of fake hair to cover up the nudity. It's just silly stuff like that. There's other stuff too. Especially the older, there's stuff they've had to cut out because I know, God, what was it? My brother has Who Framed Roger Rabbit on Laserdisc, and I think that one they specifically had to cut like a tiny bit out because it's so stupid. I mean, there's nothing there, but you can see up Jessica Rabbit's dress in a scene. It's one of those Easter eggs that the animators left in to make themselves laugh. I mean, but there's not like anything actually there. It's like a Barbie doll, but you see it, I think, literally on one frame of animation. So at the time, nobody had frame by frame, ways to skip through, and until Laserdisc came out. So I think that came out, and they're like, oh, so they cut that out. And I think there was something in like Little Mermaid as well. Probably the Dick Castles. Anyway. It's been a weird nostalgia trip. 1 second here. I'm just checking something. I've definitely gotta work on these streams, like separating them. Like some of my video game stuff's still on here. I gotta fix this. Like the stuff's bleeding over in the other channels. Where I got two different channels, it's starting to get confusing. Where is my... I just gotta test something really quick here. I noticed I had my alerts messed up. Let me see. Where is my test button? Oh, here we go. Okay. That wasn't real. That's the biggest sure my so my alerts are showing up. Isn't a huge deal. It's not saving who did certain things. Oh, Sarah. Yeah. As soon as you said that, it came back. Yeah, so Sarah, I think that was another thing that the animators at Disney did to make themselves laugh. Yeah, the preacher at the wedding has, he looks a little excited. And they had to cut that out. I totally forgot about that. Alright, sorry. Let me... I'm just trying to fix one thing here and I'll get into the news. I don't know why my... Well, the alert box is working. I think something... Excuse me. There's one of my alert boxes is not cooperating. Let's see if I can fix this real quick. I'm not going to spend much time on this because it's not a huge deal. I just want people to get credit. Oh, no, what was that? What is this? That's not right.
Until you've lost someone, you really can't imagine sadness just envelops you. Yet though we were old, our family wanted to celebrate Mom and all the wonderful things she did. We are so grateful to the people that she...
Oh. Somehow it copied a YouTube video. Okay, alright. That should fix it. That was weird. It was blasting a political ad at me. Alright. One second, just get caught up with chat right here, then we'll get into the news. Let's see. Oh, hey Wonder Woman, I didn't see you joined. I was talking too much and not looking at chat. Glad your invisible jet made it here A-okay. Did you know that everyone's hair in Aquaman is CGI, wet and dry? That's weird. I did not know that. A funny little tidbit about Aquaman. So I watched the first one. You know, I'm in the comics. I've read them since I was a kid. So I was like, all right, well, you know, Aquaman looks all right, even though I don't care much about the character. I didn't know who Amber Heard was at the time. So this isn't me like dumping on her because of things that happened. But when I watched that movie, I think when I came back, Jen didn't want to see it. She's not into the superhero stuff always. She's like, that one doesn't look good. And she's like, how was it? And I was like, it was good overall. But I was like, they tried to insert this love story in. And I was like, they had the least amount of chemistry I've ever seen in an on-screen couple. It was like two like kindergartners like pulling each other's hair. And I was like, why did they even put that in? And then not long after that, the whole Johnny Depp thing came out. And I was like, oh, well. So I haven't watched the sequel. I heard that they pretty much cut her out of it. Let's see. Freckles. You should do an episode showing these old school pre-edits. Huh. You know, that may not be a bad thing to talk about. I can think of a few off the top of my head. I bet if I, actually did research, I could probably find all kinds of stuff. Martha says, Amber Heard is a terrible actress. Yeah, I mean, she was awful in that movie, and that's not... I'm not saying that because of, events that happened after the fact. I mean, she was terrible in that movie. And that was, I didn't know who she was. I was just like, they should not have had this. They shouldn't have had her in the movie. But overall, I liked Aquaman. It was just, they basically made it water Thor. All right. Let me get set up. We'll do the news. Some of this silliness I have found. Some of it Jen found. Squeegee says, I'm into the superhero stuff. Watched it the first time, but I enjoyed it. Watched it after Amber Heard was out, and now I can't stand it. Yeah, it's probably hard to watch now. I only watched it I think I went with a friend. We saw it in theaters when it was new. I have not watched it since. I never watched the second one. I'll probably catch it at some point. I guess it's at least sort of notable since I guess it's kind of the end of the original attempt at bringing the DC movies back. Teresa, I about spit out my drink on water, Thor. I mean, I'm not wrong. That's pretty much what it was. Which doesn't make it a bad thing. That's kind of what it was. Yeah, I'd like to try the second one. You know, I like Jason Momoa. I liked him in that Fast and Furious. I guess was it Fast X? Like he was just a goofy villain. Well, speaking of water, we've got a story about a water park here.
Hello.
Oh, the soundboard wasn't on. There we go. So if you're not familiar, I kind of do this little intro, and I cut these out as videos for the rest of the week for people who don't watch the live. Let's see. Shell asks, is James Gunn still doing the DC Extended Universe? As far as I know, I haven't really kept up with it. I think James Gunn's still doing all the DC stuff, but it keeps coming. This has come up so many times in the stream so far, where Warner Brothers has been hot potatoed between companies so much. Like, it wouldn't shock me if they've just decided not to do DC movies or whatever. I don't think that's the plan. Last I looked, I think James Gunn's still doing his Superman movie, but it's hard to say. Like, Warner Brothers has been in trouble. Like, they've lost a lot of money. They keep getting bought and sold, so I don't know what's going to happen to them. And if you're not familiar with all the craziness with all these acquisitions, like Warner Brothers, they've owned DC Comics since the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I think they bought DC Comics just to make the Christopher Reeves Superman movies, and they had no interest in the comics. Like, there's this crazy story. It sounds like it's true. Like, Warner Brothers was so disinterested in the comics, they were actually going to sell the comic book rights to Marvel. So Marvel would just take over the comics, and yes, they have been very quiet now with Warner's earnings, and they are very distressed at the moment. So I don't know. I mean, they may want, maybe they're only saving grace, but yeah, there's a lot going on over there. I mean, I hope they still make them. I mean, I like comics. I'm not like hardcore Team Marvel or let's see. I'm not like hardcore Team Marvel or Team DC. Like, one of them has to go down for the other to succeed. Like, I hope they both do well. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing that's certain is Henry Cavill is no longer Superman. Which it was... Let me know if you can still hear me. I just noticed on my screen, my internet is acting up. Okay. I think everything is green now. Okay. Yeah, something happened. I must have had a dropped internet connection. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, Squeegee. Yeah, I hope Cavalrine becomes a thing. I did not know about that cameo. I tried to avoid all the spoil. Oh, yeah, I need to do a Deadpool video also. But I tried so hard to avoid spoilers for the Deadpool movie. And I'm cutting out again. Let's see. Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna pause and I'll be right back.
We'll return after these messages.
Hey, what's all the fuss, Penguin? Expecting company?
Oh, yes. The lucky winners of the post-cereal SeaWorld sweepstakes.
You could win a trip to SeaWorld when you enter the sweepstakes on the free poster of Shamu, inside specially marked boxes of honeycomb and super golden crisp cereal. Winners get to meet Shamu, and all the winter get SeaWorld stickers. Details on specially marked boxes. Odds of winning determined by entries received. For free entry, write Post P.O. Box 853A, Churchill, Maryland, 21690. Maybe you'll win.
Twizzlers make me very happy. I love the way they taste so chewy. Twizzlers make me very happy.
We love the way they taste so fruity, so chewy, so happy and oh so juicy.
Twizzlers make me very happy.
Twizzlers make your mouth so very happy.
Oh, so happy.
Milk it does.
Milk does body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on.
Check it out.
It's so cool for hanging out. It helps you grow up big and tall.
It's good for teeth.
And that's not all.
It does. Hey, Mr. Moo, what do you say?
Fresh moo juice makes my day.
Milk, it does a body good.
Pass it on.
Milk it does.
Milk it does a body.
Milk it does a body good.
Pass it on. Pass it on.
The night starts ordinary with forever friends. It's extraordinary. Here's Plushy Tail, Cozy Tail, and Snowy Tail too.
Each sold separately.
Powder Tail and Rosy Tail came to see you. All dolled up with forever friends. Making long tails always makes us smile. Looks so right with forever friends. 'Cause now we're all dolled up with style.
Plushy Tail comes with everything you see here. Other Forever Friends sold separately. New from Kenner.
We'll return after these messages.
For batteries not included.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Can you and I be friends? I really...
Everybody out.
Then, one day, we found an old treasure map.
Teddy Ruxpin comes with illustrated book and cassette from Worlds of Wonder.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies, the part of this complete breakfast that goes...
Okay. I hope it's okay now. I don't know what was going on. It's almost like some weird internet connection. Appears to be okay now, but if it starts acting up, definitely let me know. I checked. I don't know. It's nothing in the house, so I don't know if it's the local internet or what. But Yeah, an old geezer. Yeah, I have to look up some UK commercials. Don't know if I have any. I mean, obviously, I never recorded any because I never lived in the UK, but I might have some on a hard drive or something. The StreamYard was purchased and is having some issues when streamers share media. Huh. Risa, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're here live. Hopefully everything is cooperating. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna close everything I don't need on my computer right now. I may have too much stuff open. It's saying it's still choppy. Sorry. Huh. Yeah, sorry. This is weird. I don't know what's killing my here. Don't know if this is me or YouTube or what. Just trying one more thing here. I do have a lot of tabs open for my news. I'm just gonna close these. There may be something that's killing all my... It may be on my actual computer. Something may be killing all my memory usage. See if this does anything. So everything's acting up. I've never had... I swear this has never happened before. Let's see here. Stabilizing or still... That's strange. Hmm. Trying one more thing. I don't want to have to restart everything because that's going to make the stream restart. It's better at the moment. Yeah, I wonder if something's going on with our internet here locally. Yeah, it's like the connection keeps dropping. Yeah, something's going on. I hate to do this, but I may have to restart our internet. I'm not going to end the stream. Let me see. Let me give it a second here. It looks like it's in the green now. Let me see if it holds up. If it starts crashing again, I may end up restarting everything. I'll leave this stream window up and then bring the video back online if that's what's going on. It's annoying. I've never had this happen. I basically turned everything off that could be using the internet in my room. It looks to be stable now. If it can just chill, I'm going to do the news. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm just watching it. I had another I had another computer on. I wonder if it was doing some kind of like upload, like a backup that I hadn't scheduled, or a software update. Because I turned that off and that seemed to make a difference. So I think we're good now. As long as I didn't jinx it. So Joy, can you use your hotspot for your internet? I can, but it does not work well for streaming. But I think we're all good now. Sorry about that. Thanks for hanging in there with me. It was really strange. Something either on our local network or something in the neighborhood internet must have gone crazy. Okay. All right, so we'll pretend that didn't happen. And if anybody watches these live streams after the fact, I usually put in chapter markers. So if I know we had a problem, or if you want to skip all those commercials at the beginning, you can see the chapters. Okay. Okay, good. All right, everybody seems to be able to hear it now. It's like right when I was getting ready to read the news, it fell apart. So we'll get back to it. We'll do the news. There we go. All right. Let's try it. So speaking of Aquaman, we got Aqua Story. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching live, we're talking about Aquaman, but in real life, we've got some Aqua Story. 16 people hospitalized by a gas leak as a Texas water park opens. So we've actually been to one of these, not in Texas, but the grand opening of America's newest water park was thrown into chaos when a chemical spill put 16 people into the hospital. So chlorine gas swept across the pool at Great Wolf Lodge Water Park outside of Houston when a construction worker poured bleach into a tank of sulfuric acid as the celebrations got underway. So that was a big oopsie. So the fire officials declared a hazmat incident, and 16 affected workers were rushed to 2 nearby hospitals in a convoy of ambulances. And as it was reported on ABC's Good Morning America, the $200 million resort just hours earlier, and viewers awoke to the sight of a reporter trying out the facilities alongside her husband and children. And as they were said, speeding down the slides, floating the lazy river, or jumping the waves, this fun-filled destination is overflowing with adventure for all, she gushed. So yeah, it was like right when they did a story on this grand opening. And to be fair, we've taken our kid to one of these, and they are fun. Just, you know, when they're not filled with deadly gas. So that was a very unfortunate mistake. So I guess this happened because there's still construction work taking place. It's a 27-acre site, which was originally due to open over the Labor Day weekend. And the fire chief said an investigation was underway after first responders were alerted to reports of breathing problems in the pool house that operates an outside pool. And yeah, if you're not familiar, chlorine is a very deadly gas. I mean, it's very good for disinfecting pools. Generally not in gas form. But yeah, they made a little mistake that created a chemical reaction that released that gas into the air, and that was a very big problem. Luckily, it sounds like everybody got out in time, so the building was evacuated, and the injured men were hosed down before being taken to the hospital. Which, I mean, that's the problem. Is not just so if you breathe in any kind of gas, you know, you risk asphyxiation. You know, you're not breathing oxygen. Chlorine is actually very corrosive, so they had to get that off quickly, and I assume help clear out their lungs. That could cause some very, very big problems. So it sounds like this is what they were quoted in a statement, or according to a statement, according to their statement, a third-party contractor at Great Wolf Lodge improperly mixed pool chemicals, causing a chemical reaction. And this occurred in an isolated building separate from the hotel and water park. So luckily this wasn't, I mean, it's not good either way, but it was away from, you know, the very crowded building, I presume, full of children and families. So approximately 5 individuals evacuated the building. 16 employees and contractors working in the immediate area were transported to the local hospital with decontamination completed beforehand. Again, that's a big deal. You don't want to be around chlorine, especially in gas form. So this was a big deal. They had Kelly Rowland at the opening ceremony. So it's a 90,000 square foot indoor water park. And that's the gimmick on these. They're indoor water parks, which, hey, as a very pale person with a very pale family, I'm totally down with the indoor water parks. You don't have to worry about, you know, buying a crate full of sunscreen just to make it through the day. And the company is expecting to receive 500,000 visitors a year. Wow. So the construction work on the 3-year project has created 650 jobs. So basically, it's pretty crowded. A lot of people there. So luckily that happened in an isolated incident. And as they say, or as they were also quoted, the situation was quickly words. The situation was quickly contained and will not affect the lodge's operations. At this time, there is no issue with the chemicals. They've all been resolved. And an environmental company is working with Great Wolf Lodge and the contractor to clean the tank safely. So they call it the ultimate stress-free family getaway. Yeah, I'm not trying to make this a commercial. It's not cheap. It's not outrageous. And it is usually it's very crowded, but the times we took our kid, hey, I enjoyed it. I like water slides. Usually they have an arcade as well. So, yeah, luckily everybody seems to be okay. We greatly appreciate the quick actions of, excuse me. We greatly appreciate the quick actions of the first responders from the city of Webster in response to the incident at an external Sorry, something went off on the side here and it distracted me. I was afraid the stream was going down again. It was something else. Anyways, we greatly appreciate the quick actions of first responders from the city of Webster in response to an incident at an external building outside of the main indoor water park and resort caused by an external vendor. So basically it's like, yeah, not us. We received the all clear to open the resort and all water park attractions as planned. So luckily, I mean, it's not good, but they minimized the damage. So hopefully everything is A-okay now. Let's see, Lizzie. So this was in Houston. That's why we go to the Kalahari resorts and not Great Wolf. I'm gonna save that. I'm not familiar with the Kalahari ones because I'm totally down for a water park. I just googled that. I don't think there's any super close to us. The Disney ones are cool. They're just not. They're not indoor. Which, I mean, that's not the end all be all. But as a family of very ghostly white people, I like the indoor aspect. So I guess the moral of the story is if you want to go into the water, be sure to hold your breath from the poisonous gas. Yeah, they must have, I read about this somewhere else too. I think they thought, I'm trying to remember what they were doing. It's been a few days, so now I don't remember, but I believe they were trying to probably etch something in concrete was my guess, but they messed up and released the chlorine instead. But that's all speculation. That's and trying to remember something else I read. I say, yeah, nowhere is 100% safe. Even Disney has to close one of their water features down. Yeah, I mean they had to close down that what was it, River Country? It was more of a regulation thing, I believe. But that was when I think when we first started hearing about the brain-eating amoeba getting in the water parks, and I believe they changed it so you can't pull in water from natural sources or something like that. Or I can't remember the exact wording. You can't pull it in from like a lake or a pond or a river. It has to come, like, you have to collect it and process it, or it has to come from like municipal water sources. Something like that. So River Country, I think it pulled water from the lagoon around Disney, so they're just like, well, crap. So they just shut it down and started over. They have Blizzard Beach and the other one that I'm drawing a blank on. Splash Country. I can't remember. The one with the boat. Let's see, Liz. Kalahari costs a bit more, but worth it. Great Wolf is not a favorite because they do not limit the number of tickets each day. Oh, I did not know that. We like the Gaylord Texan. They have a great lazy river. I will say, yeah, the last time we went to the Disney park, it's driving me crazy. I can't remember the name. There's Blizzard Beach. What's the... Typhoon Lagoon, that's the other one. Yeah, the boat one. That one's got a pretty cool lazy river. Actually, the best looking one is the Universal one, Volcano Bay. Although it looks like it's super crowded, but that one looks pretty fun. I want to check that one out sometime. We haven't really done Universal because we want to wait till the kids are a little bit older. And they're doing that big expansion now too, so we definitely want to check that out when it's done. So I think we're putting off Universal until all that's ready. Anyways, this has been water park talk. There used to be a place in Jen used to go to Wet and Wild, which is across from where Volcano Bay is now. Like, it was small. She said she liked that one. My brother went to it once. For some reason, I never did. I think, like, we went on a vacation. It was something like my brother and my dad went to the water park, and my mom and I went to something else, something like that. I don't remember. Jen should do water parks for her travel channel. You know, that's a good idea. We've been to a few. We went to it's been a while, but we went to the Dollywood water park. That one's actually pretty fun. If you're in Tennessee, I would recommend that one, because when I lived closer, sometimes my family we'd vacation in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and there used to be a water park there. It's long gone, but I mean, at the time, compared to like Florida, it's nothing. But they used to have Ogles Water Park, and to us, we didn't live around any water or other water parks. That was pretty cool. But yeah, the Dollywood Water Park's pretty big, and it's got some cool stuff. And I think they even, not Dollywood, but somebody else in Pigeon Forge just opened another big one. And they do have an indoor one there as well. We went to that one a long time ago. I think when the kid was like 1. It was all right, but at the time it didn't really have much. I think it's way bigger now. But it looks like it's one of those that lets 1 billion people in. So it was very, very crowded. Anyways, that's water park news. Let me here, I'll get us back into silly news. I've noticed whenever I do videos on fraud, they tend to do well on the channel. All right. Clear my throat and get a drink. Okay. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. We've got some more fraud news. I know we love hearing about that. So, a village clerk who stole $1.1 million is forced to give up pension, which sounds fair enough, but how did we get there? So a New York town clerk and treasurer will be sentenced to prison and forced to give up her pension after stealing more than $1 million during her tenure. The 56-year-old woman pled guilty to public corruption and admitted to stealing $1.1 million from the village of Addison in Steuben County over her 19-year career. So, an audit by the New York State Comptroller in 2022 found that she had been running the financial operations of the village with no oversight. So, what could go wrong? Well, here's what went wrong. Investigators said Stone gave herself unauthorized pay raises, took time off without deducting it from her leave credits, and wrote herself checks for unauthorized health insurance buyouts. Wow. So for nearly 2 decades, she took advantage of her position and the trust of the residents to shamelessly steal over $1 million. That is some ballsy action there. So I guess this is the town. It looks like just a small town. She thought nobody would look. Yeah, she probably, when you add up all the missed time and not working, I'd say she stole more than $1 million. So thanks to the work of my office, the district attorney, and the state police, her crimes were uncovered, and she has been brought to justice. This case should send a clear message that those who dishonor their public office will face serious consequences. Yeah, no kidding. That is brazen misappropriation of funds. So the office found that she had stolen dozens of checks from the Addison Central School District payable to the village by converting them to certified bank checks and then cashing them out for herself. Wow. The woman had also been cashing out unused vacation time since 2004, an option only available for employees who resigned or retired. Well, I guess she's resigned now. Probably won't get any money for it, though. As pressure from the investigation mounted, she resigned from her position in March of last year, but not before writing herself one final check for over $26,000. Man, like, can she walk normally? Because the set of balls she used to have. The board stopped payment on the check before she was able to cash it, thankfully. This is the accused in question here. And so she was arrested in November and pled guilty to one felony count of corrupting the government. I'm surprised she only got one count, honestly. I mean, if you're doing stuff with money, they could probably hit you with each and every transaction you did. Probably a plea deal. So she will be sentenced to serve 3 to 9 years in state prison on August 7th. Reported Wham! Not George Michael, but that's the local news affiliate. So the Supreme Court judge has also ordered her to give up her monthly pension payment of almost $2,000, making her the first person in the state to face that punishment under a 2011 law, which, I mean, fair enough. Jail time and restitution, hopefully. They don't mention that. I mean, I guess it's already spent. They're probably like, we'll never get it back. Why even bother? So anyways, this is from the district attorney. The magnitude, scope, duration, and pervasiveness of this criminal activity is absolutely stunning. I think we can all agree on that. I don't think anybody's been able to commit a crime for 20 years. So for nearly 2 decades, the trust of the people of the village of Addison using her position to steal from their taxes, their schools, and their community. The impact of her criminal acts on this community has been and will be felt for decades. Yeah, I mean, that does not look like a large town. That is very, very bad. So that's, yeah, no jokes about that. Don't steal. Don't steal from taxes. Don't steal from children, please. That's pretty nuts, huh? Yeah, so $26K after getting caught. Yeah, freckles. I don't know. I might go to jail for 3 years if I could have over $1 million for my family. Yeah, I mean, that's when you do the math. I mean, if you work for 3 years, I don't know. I don't think many of us can make $1 million in 3 years, so, you know, it sends me to workout camp. Yeah, if she kept it small, she might have gotten away with it. Let's see, how many think she'll actually serve close to 9 years, whereas if she'd robbed somebody by knife and outright? I mean, where it's a white-collar crime, I mean, yeah, she'll probably serve 1 to 3 years in a country club and be released. It didn't mention anything about restitution, though, so I'm curious about that. I have to follow up on that, because it's, I mean, it says she was going to be sentenced on August 7th, so I'll pull that up for next time, see if we get an update. All right. Here's another one here. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. We've got some yacht news. We've got air, land, and sea covered. I mean, we've got land and air covered. Here's sea. We haven't had any yacht stories. So I've kind of followed this one a little bit. Mainly, I mean, it shows up in my news a lot because I'm an Apple user. I mean, I'm streaming and recording this on an old Mac, and I've used Apple products since the 80s, honestly. And even though Steve Jobs is kind of a, I mean, obviously he's not with us anymore, but he was kind of a garbage person. He was interesting to keep up with. And one of the things that always showed up in my news was his yacht. I don't think I think that was finished after his death, so he never got to actually use it. But I know his widow is traveling around on it. I haven't heard much about it in a few years until now. So someone caught the stunning moment where Steve Jobs' widow's $140 million super yacht smashed into another super yacht. And another one owned by a Mexican telecom billionaire. So the high value crash, I mean, if you're going to rubberneck any kind of accident, this would be one to look at. The high value crash involved the 78-meter Venus commissioned by the late Apple founder and now owned by Laurene Powell Jobs, and the 105-meter Lady Mora owned by Mexican billionaire business titan Richard Salinas. Let's see here. So the two liners that cost a combined $265 million slammed into each other after a vicious gust of wind off the Italian coast of Naples put them on a collision course. And we've got a video. That's what we really want to see. So, dramatic video posted on social media, taken from the Lady Mora, reveals the moment the two boats came into contact as crew members were heard screaming over the impending damage. Let's see. Okay, this is just a photo over here. This is right before the collision. I'll play the video in just a sec. Literally right before the collision. But yeah, through my tech news, I have seen some of the construction of the Jobs yacht, and it was, I mean, it's a crazy piece of engineering. I don't know if any human actually needs a yacht, but they've got one. And check it out. So, one more photo here. So, as expected, the buck was tried to... As expected, they tried passing the buck. Both crews blamed the other for the major blunder. And regardless, Salinas admitted on social media it's going to cost a lot to fix the mistake. So both vessels were anchored when the incident unfolded. It did little to stop them from careening into each other as high winds were heard over the microphone in the footage. So the two yachts came into contact July 22nd after a sudden burst of wind that hit 55 knots. That's a big gust. After the breeze suddenly picked up, a source of the crew of the Venus told Daily Mail. So Powell Jobs wasn't aboard when her crew brought her ship into port, where it was the last vessel to arrive. So unbeknownst to the captain and crew, the $125 million Lady Mora had dropped anchor with double the amount of expected anchor chain, according to the Venus crew. Neither vessel dragged anchor when the wind picked up, but with anchor lines of different lengths, the two vessels collided with an impact Salinas says will cost big bucks. Yeah, no kidding. It's hard to believe that things like this can exist. That's just insane. It's like a cruise ship for one person. So they're still arguing about it. So video taken from the Mora that Salinas posted, or is it Salinas? Am I saying it right? Anyways, he posted it online could suggest that let's see here. So video taken from the Mora could suggest that it is the Venus approaching the larger vessel, but according to the Venus crew, it was the Lady Mora with her longer anchor line who swung into the Venus. Yeah, that's, I mean, no one will know. So a ball on the bow of the Venus, which is visible in the video, indicates she was at anchor at the time of incident. The two captains spoke after the incident, concluding it was a minor incident that needed repairs. I mean, two expensive boats bumped that nobody sank. So they both blame each other. And they joke, it will cost more than a few iPhones to get the Mora in shape. Oh. So writing in Spanish, the billionaire said he'd like to know what was happening with the captain and crew, that they weren't able to see a yacht the size of his right in front of them. Fair enough. Yeah, do they have a dash cam? Let's look at the dash cam footage. So the good thing is that it was nothing more than a scratch, but it was a big scratch that's going to cost a lot to fix. He wrote it with ha 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 that suggests he was putting it behind him. Yeah, I mean, if you can afford a $250 million vehicle, I don't think you're too worried about money. But he also took the opportunity to insult those involved, saying he shared the video so so people can see that there are still, quote, still idiots in the world. Then he made a pitch for one of his many companies, Electra.mx, whatever the heck that is, urging people to buy Apple products to help pay for the repairs. Okay. And yeah, so Powell Jobs inherited her yacht, which was meticulously designed by French designer Philip Stark in collaboration with her late husband, who is famous for devoting himself to minute design details of things he owned and products he sold. Yeah. So I did read/listen to the Jobs biography, and I think he was working on the yacht up until his death, and that was like one of his last projects, and it had a lot of crazy stuff inside. It's been a while. I remember, like, it didn't have a traditional control panel. It was just like a row, like several rows of iMacs, and that's what controlled everything. Let me look here. I'll play the video. Let's see him crash, but real quick. I have a request from a special viewer.
Hello there. Thanks for watching. I'll be down for dinner soon.
Let's see if we can find the video. Where is the video? See lots of photos. Did I miss it? See everything but the video. Lots of photos. Let me just search it real quick. Let's see. Here we go. Somebody on YouTube has it. Okay, here we go. Here's the yacht video. Oopsie. That is some angry screaming. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna buff that out. It's not quite as fantastical. It was basically just a fender bender, if even that.
We're here to put a dent in the universe.
Well, let's try to remember. Let's try to remember all those poor billionaires that might have to spend money fixing their mega yachts. Okay. Here's a good one. I forgot about this. Yeah, it was hard to tell in the video which yacht was actually moving. It looked like Jobs' yacht, but I don't know. I couldn't tell. Let's see here. We've got time for a couple more stories. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. Thanks for joining me. We have one of the most heinous crimes I can imagine. Somebody impersonated a pizzeria. So a man was jailed for impersonating a Miami Springs pizzeria, delivering disgusting pies, police say. I don't want a disgusting pie. So customer complaints convinced the owner of the real pizzeria to call the police. And so it turns out a 55-year-old man is facing a felony charge in South Florida for a bizarre impersonation scheme that left pizza customers getting a raw deal. Haha. So yeah, I had to reread that headline originally. I was like, how did a man impersonate a pizzeria? Did he like dress up like a building and just take money? But no, it's a little more elaborate than that. Police said he ran a quote-unquote elaborate scheme to defraud tourists staying in the hotels of Miami Springs by pretending to be a well-known local pizza parlor. So according to police, customers who thought they were ordering pies from Roman's Pizzeria were instead getting subpar slices from just some random dude. So this man distributed fake pizza flyers to the hotel rooms along with, So this man distributed fake pizza flyers to hotel rooms along a strip near Miami International Airport, advertising Roman Pizzeria, misleading visitors, according to the local police. So the real pizzeria, the proprietor, who's been cooking up pies for 4 decades, said that the man's pizzas were bad, uncooked, and sometimes they were sent in a box with a piece of raw dough. They just give it to them, and by the time they realize that the guy's gone anyway. So police said the fraud had been ongoing for several years. That is nuts, and caused significant hardships for the real pizzeria, including complaints to the Better Business Bureau, negative reviews, and upset customers. Man, that is dirty. I thought this was like a 1 week thing. So sometimes they show up upset here to the store claiming, "Where's the food?" And he has to explain that that's not us. So after Roman went to the police, officers arrested a man on a charge of organized scheme to defraud and booked him into jail early Monday morning. At least if you're going to do something, do it right, the real pizzeria said. So this man, the fraudster, is also facing an aggravated battery charge after fleeing from hotel staff in his vehicle and hitting a staff member with the vehicle. Hey, 30 minutes or it's free, right? So in court Monday afternoon, the judge ordered the man to stay away from the Days Inn where the victim works, and presumably where he was delivering pizza. So in open court, a lawyer seeking to have the aggravated battery charge dismissed read from an arrest report that states that he told officers that he, quote, left the area fast and didn't think he had hit her with the car because he understood he wasn't supposed to be passing out the pizza flyers at the hotel. Nevertheless, they found probable cause to charge him with aggravated battery, giving him a $5,000 bond, and his bond for the organized scheme to defraud charge was listed in jail. So his bond for the organized scheme to defraud was listed in jail records as to be set. And he was still currently being held at the local correctional center as of Monday morning. Wow. So that pizza pie was a pizza lie. If you're going to impersonate something, don't impersonate pizza, because you will get busted quick. Would you deliver a raw one? No thanks. All right, this is my favorite one. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. Thanks for stopping by. So earlier on the stream, we were talking about streaming services and, you know, the variety that some of them provide. And sometimes you want to turn into a live stream. Maybe you want to find a live stream that's focused on big, juicy breasts. Not that kind, but the sandwich kind. You want a big, juicy breast that's been deep fried, stuck between 2 buns with a pickle. So for some reason, Chick-fil-A is reportedly launching a streaming service, and we don't know why. So Chick-fil-A may soon be competing with Netflix and Disney Plus in the streaming wars, because why the hell not? Oh, this one still confounds me. It does make a little more sense. Just bear with me. So the streaming space has become so crowded that it's hard to imagine why any company would want to break in now. But that is apparently what Chick-fil-A, yes, the fast food chain, is planning to do. Deadline reported that Chick-fil-A is working with a number of production companies and traditional studios to create multiple original shows for a streaming platform debuting sometime later this year. Initially, the restaurant is said to be focused on family-friendly, unscripted programming, including a game show. I want it to be like UHF, Will of Fish. We'll have Will of Chicken. Or something like American Gladiators, you know, the assault where they shoot the tennis balls at the contestants. I want one where they have the assault cannon and shoot chicken nuggets into my mouth. So anyways, speculation aside, Chick-fil-A has yet to publicly announce or publicly comment on the programming initiative, but a pivot into entertainment production could be a part of a bigger advertising or customer data play. Disney does it with Disney Plus and drove Walmart's interest in the streaming, which ultimately led Walmart into partnering with Paramount Plus. On its face, the idea of a company launching an entire streaming service filled with feel-good stories just to sell chicken is a bit odd. But it feels important to bear in mind that Chick-fil-A is owned by the Cathy family, whose independently managed trust was instrumental in the foundation of Trilla Studios, the Atlanta studio most well known for its frequent work with Marvel. Chick-fil-A's corporate ties to the entertainment industry makes this kind of move somewhat easy to wrap your mind around to a certain extent, but it's much harder to imagine people actually wanting to sign up for yet another platform that's probably going to be filled with commercials. So, reading into this, that's what made, I guess, a little bit of sense to me. I didn't realize this was the same company. So, if you've watched, primarily, I mean, Marvel's a good example. That's a big, that's a big relationship they have. If you've watched any kind of media, I think a lot of reality shows, some other stuff, if you see that Made in Georgia logo, they get a big tax break. And I always thought it was weird they were filming so much stuff in Georgia, but this the family that the son of the founder of Chick-fil-A, they're multi-billionaires, I assume. They started this production studio outside of Atlanta that is gigantic. Like, it's the biggest studio in the U.S. outside of Burbank. So, this is like Hollywood number 2, essentially. So they have all these production facilities that I didn't even know about. I always wondered what was up with everybody filming stuff in Georgia. I assumed that, the tax breaks, obviously, but they have this whole studio that's just out in the middle of nowhere. It was a bunch of farmland they converted into studios. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I guess the only question is, will you be able to stream on Sundays? Yeah, Chicken Run on repeat 24/7. That's probably one of the most unusual stories. It's not even like crazy. It's just like, what? Let me see here. I've got one more in the tank. Hello. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. Thanks for joining us. And we can't have a news week without... We already had Florida Man. Now we've got the airplane. So the week is complete. 2,000 pounds of frozen fish missing after flight diversion. It's bad enough when they lose luggage. How do you lose literally a ton of fish? So how do you lose 2,000 pounds of frozen fish? That's what a group of passengers is asking after their plane from Alaska got diverted to Everett. While passengers made it to their final destination, they say the fish they caught never did. It's our yearly trip. We always look forward to this. It's always a big deal, and we really enjoy doing it. And we go there also to get the fish, so we have fish for the year. He says he and a group of friends were returning from a fishing trip in Alaska Saturday when their flight to Seattle was diverted. We waited for hours and nothing. He says they spent hours on the tarmac because of the weather before their flight was canceled. We were told that we'd receive a voucher from Alaska Airlines for hotel meals and an Uber back to Seattle, but we never received any vouchers. So he and a friend then headed to baggage claim where their luggage arrived, but not their frozen fish, which they had checked underneath the plane. Okay, so how do you check luggage that has 2,000 pounds of fish in it? I mean, there's so many questions here. Like, how much fishing did you do? I mean, I guess if you caught several large fish, that's all you had to do, but how do you check 2,000 pounds of fish in the baggage claim? Anyways, so that night, the group of friends paid for a ride share to the SeaTac airport so they could make their connecting flight. The men say they were told by service agents that their fish would be on the next flight out. I was told that we'd be notified. You know what the status is, and we've not received one bit of information yet. We're just totally in the dark. And they said a call with Alaska Airlines on Monday only added to their frustration. She said, hey, it's still on the plane, and the plane's still here and in Everett, and I thought, you got to be kidding me. So they say the fishing trip was spoiled, and likely their fish was too, which was my first thought. I mean, you can't keep anything frozen for that long, especially 2,000 pounds of fish. Thermodynamics, right? So for this flight in particular, they were given $100 for the delay. He says the lost fish was worth thousands of dollars. He's asking for answers and accountability. And when asked about the voucher, he says that's a slap in the face. There's so many questions. How do you misplace a ton of fish? And I would be furious too. You know, they had to spend, a lot of time and presumably money. I mean, you got to attract a lot of fish with a lot of bait. Whether it was just, one gigantic fish, maybe they caught a whale, I don't know, or 1,000 small fish, you had to bring them in somehow. But I think the biggest question still with me is, how do you check 2,000 pounds of fish into the airport? Yeah, that's great. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't leave it in the runway. That's so wild. Can you imagine that plane? I'm sure that's what it was. They sat out there for so long. They probably changed planes, and then it went through baggage claim, or the couriers or whoever handles the luggage, and they're just like, this smells dead. And they're just like, no thank you, and they probably just threw it all away. Let's see. I have a friend who goes down to the Keys to see his dad and always comes back with 2 or 3 coolers of fish. And that sounds reasonable. But do those coolers each weigh 1,000 pounds? I still don't understand how you do that. Oh, man. Well, I wanted to draw some. Honestly, the technical difficulties kind of threw me off, so I may have to save that for the next stream. I do want to start streaming more. I do want to say thank you to everybody that's, supported this. Even just watching helps. When I put up these videos, liking them, watching them, sharing them with friends, subscribing, whatever you do, it all helps. And that being said, let me roll the credits here. I want to thank everybody. Hopefully it saved it. If not, I can manually pull it up. I don't think it's got my supporters here. I've got it here on the side. Yeah, it didn't make it to the credits because of the previous technical difficulties. But I want to say thank you to Gracelyn for your super chat, and thank you to McMeow for the gift subs. And honestly, I didn't think to look. McMeow, I believe that unlocked another emoji slot, so I'm going to have to draw something later. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody that, joined, gifted, supered. As always, I appreciate it. I'm still in the process of a makeover of this whole stream. You can probably see it looks a little different. I gotta fix these notifications. I've got to fully separate this channel from my video game channel. Like my software is like, all my stuff's like this intertwined, so I'm in the process of cutting everything together, or separating everything. And I'll make this look a little better. Oh yeah, Liz, yeah, I do have a join button. Real quick, I'll put the it's much like Jen's channel. I've got some stupid emojis that I've drawn. But yeah, this channel's just starting to get cooking. Thanks to everybody's support. I'm going to try to start doing Harry News on Fridays because I have a lot to talk about. I'm going to start putting up shorts for these very short news stories. I don't have time. I mean, what? They're just so short. I mean, I can't really say much about them. You know, if I can get them in 60 seconds or less, I'll be putting them up as shorts with the Goblin. So this will be my co-host for the YouTube Shorts, and that's thanks to everybody's support. You've enabled me. And oh, Liz, thank you for that last minute join. There we go. See, now the alerts and everything are working. Sorry that didn't pop up for people earlier, but we'll get that fixed. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Everybody have a good night. And yeah, that Harry video blew up, so that means I gotta talk to I gotta talk more about Harry. Oh, see, I got a question here. Graceland, how do you get the join button on an iPhone? It's hard on the iPhone. You have to go through your browser. So I'm going to end the stream in a sec. Let me post real quick before I end the stream. I can show it to you. I don't know if I can pull it up or not. I might be able to. Sorry, one sec here. Okay, I'll post the link here in the chat if you want to grab that. So that'll show you how to do it on an iPhone. Basically, you want to pull up your browser, not the YouTube app in the phone, and go to your YouTube, log in the YouTube in Safari, and hit the button in the bottom left to request the desktop version of the web page. Once you do that, you can the join button should appear for all the channels. Not just mine, but for everybody. But yeah, if you watch that short, it'll show you. And I guess the last thing I'm going to do here, if it's working, why is my bot not working? Is it on? I'm going to post all these links. Oh, yeah, it's not on. There we go. See if we can get... Oh, the links are in the description. I'll try it one more time here. This is another problem having the two channels kind of tied together. So this will be fixed by the next stream because it's a lot of annoying stuff's been going on. There we go. So you can see all my links. There's the video game channels, got some old commercials and stuff. I'm still streaming on Twitch, just video games, and I've got other video game stuff on TikTok. So if you're into any video game stuff, those are the links to follow. Otherwise, everything's here on this channel. And I'm going to put some chapters on this video so people will skip the part where the video fell apart. And I'll see everybody next week, hopefully. And have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good Monday, everybody.